I'm excited to share some wisdom from Soam Botla's book, Make Smart Choices, 12 Keys to Unlocking Your Full Potential. The author intends to empower us with practical strategies to make better decisions and unlock our full potential. By understanding these 12 keys, we can improve various aspects of our lives, from personal growth to professional success. In this summary, I'll break down each key point so you can quickly grasp the main ideas and start applying them in your life right away. Whether you're looking to boost your productivity, enhance your decision-making skills, or just want to live a more fulfilling life, this summary has got you covered. Come along on this insightful adventure with us. Please ring the bell, subscribe, and hit the like button to ensure you don't miss out on this series. Chapter 1 is titled, Why Do Most People Struggle with Decision-Making? Botla goes into decision-making and pinpoints typical obstacles that individuals encounter. He says that realizing these difficulties is the first step in strengthening our ability to make decisions. The important lessons this chapter teaches us are: Number 1, decision-making complexity. Botla points out that decision-making is inherently complex because it involves various factors and uncertainties. Recognizing this complexity helps us approach decisions with more awareness. Number 2, common challenges. The chapter identifies several common challenges people face, such as fear of making mistakes and the influence of external pressures. Understanding these challenges can help us address them more effectively. Number 3, high-stakes decisions. When the stakes are high, such as in major life decisions, the pressure can lead to even more difficulty. Chapter 2 titled, Why Do You End Up Making Bad Choices? The causes of bad decision-making are examined in this chapter. It points out several biases and cognitive traps that can mislead us. We may avoid these pitfalls and make wiser decisions if we are aware of them. What information does this chapter offer? Number 1, anchoring trap. This happens when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive. For instance, if you hear that a new car costs $40,000, you might view a $35,000 used car as a great deal, even if it's still beyond your budget. Number 2, status quo trap. We often stick with what we know because it feels safe and familiar. This can prevent us from making better choices, like sticking with an old phone just because we're used to it, even though newer models offer significant benefits. Number 3, confirming evidence trap. This is when we look for information that supports our existing beliefs while ignoring contrary evidence. The title of Chapter 3, Understand and Improve Your Decision-Maker Archetype. The maximizer, satisficer, perfectionist, and optimalist are the 4 primary categories identified by the author. Determining which archetypes you relate to can help you make better decisions. These are a few tactics we should learn. Number 1, maximizer. Maximizers strive to make the best possible choice by thoroughly researching and comparing all options. While this approach can lead to high satisfaction if the perfect choice is found, it can also cause decision paralysis and stress from overanalyzing. Number 2, satisficer. Satisficers look for options that meet their minimum requirements and are willing to settle for a good enough choice. This can lead to quicker decisions and lower stress, though there might be a concern about missing out on better options. Number 3, perfectionist. Perfectionists seek flawless decisions and often struggle with the fear of making mistakes. In the title of Chapter 4, Effective Techniques to Eradicate Erroneous Thinking. This chapter offers helpful strategies to identify and correct these mistakes so that we make decisions based on good reasoning rather than flawed thinking. So, what knowledge does this chapter impact on us? Number 1, unconscious associations. Our brains often make quick associations based on past experiences, which can lead to wrong decisions. For example, if you've had a bad experience with a certain product, you might unfairly judge similar products. Liking or mirroring bias, we tend to favor people or ideas we like or that mirror our own beliefs. This bias can cloud our judgment. Number 2, observer's perspective. To make more objective decisions, Botla recommends adopting an observer's perspective. Imagine you're advising a friend on the decision you're making. Chapter 5 is titled, Why You Don't Always Need More Information. The premise that making better decisions doesn't always result from having more information is examined in this chapter. Botla describes how making decisions can become more difficult when there is too much information available, and she offers solutions for dealing with this problem. What details does this chapter provide? Number 1, don't always decide in yes or no. Botla points out that decisions aren't always binary. Sometimes, framing the decision as a spectrum rather than a simple yes or no can provide more flexibility and clarity. Number 2, multi-tracking of information. Instead of focusing on a single source or type of information, Botla suggests using multiple sources to get a broader perspective. However, be mindful not to get lost in the details. Balance is key. Number 3, avoid choice overload. Too many options can lead to decision paralysis. Botla recommends narrowing down choices to a manageable number to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Chapter 6 titled, A Proactive Smart Choice Approach Using Ancient Intelligence, AI. In addition to discussing how ancient intelligence can support modern decision-making, the author introduces the PROACT methodology as an organized way to help people make better judgments. What does this chapter teach us? Number 1, the PROACT approach. Problem. Clearly define the problem or decision you face. What exactly are you trying to resolve? Objectives. Identify your goals and objectives. What do you want to achieve with this decision? Alternatives. Generate a list of possible options. What are the different paths you can take? Number 2, using ancient intelligence, historical wisdom. Reflect on historical examples and timeless principles that can offer valuable insights. For instance, consider how similar decisions were made in the past and what lessons can be applied. Timeless principles. Apply age-old wisdom and strategies that have stood the test of time. For example, the concept of balancing risk and reward has been relevant throughout history. The title of Chapter 7, How to Find Solutions Quickly Around You. Botla prioritizes finding answers quickly by utilizing the tools and techniques at hand. He stresses how crucial it is to look for solutions on your initiative and with creativity. Observations that are important to note in this chapter. Number 1, solution finders are givers. People who excel at finding solutions often help others first. By being generous with your time and expertise, you build a network of support that can help you when you need it. Gain from your competitors. Look at what your competitors are doing and learn from their successes and failures. Number 2, don't ignore the outside view. Use base rates. Base rates refer to statistical data or historical patterns. Don't ignore these when making decisions. In the title of Chapter 8, 4 Simple Steps to Make Holistic Decisions. The methodical approach to decision-making described in this chapter will guarantee that you weigh all relevant factors and arrive at well-rounded conclusions. What insights does this chapter provide? Number 1, how to make holistic decisions. Widen your alternatives. Don't settle for the first option that comes your way. Explore a range of alternatives to ensure you're considering all possible choices. Reality test your assumptions. Challenge your assumptions to ensure they hold up in the real world. Attain distance. Gain some distance from the decision to reduce emotional bias. This can involve taking a break or asking for opinions from others who are not directly involved. Chapter 9 is titled, How to Approach Your Future as Your Most Trusted Guide. Botla stresses making decisions that are consistent with long-term objectives and beliefs by employing future-focused tactics. What insights does this chapter provide? Number 1, follow the 10-10-10 rule. 10 minutes. Consider how you'll feel about your decision in 10 minutes. 10 months. Think about the impact in 10 months. 10 years. Reflect on how the decision will influence your life in 10 years. Number 2, use prospective hindsight. Imagine looking back on the decision from the future. Ask yourself what advice you would give if you were reflecting on this decision years later. Chapter 10 titled, Final Thoughts. The book's main ideas are outlined by the author, who also emphasizes the value of employing intelligent decision-making techniques to help readers make wiser decisions in a variety of contexts. Here are some strategies. Number 1, reflect on key lessons. Review the strategies and techniques discussed throughout the book. Reflect on how the PROACT approach, handling information effectively, and future-oriented thinking can be applied to your daily decision-making. Number 2, integrate the strategies. Make a plan to integrate these decision-making strategies into your routine. Create a personal decision-making framework that incorporates the principles you have found most useful. Number 3, commit to continuous improvement. Decision-making is a skill that improves with practice. Commit to continuously refining your approach and learning from your experiences. So, there you have it, a quick rundown of Soam Botla's Make Smart Choices. It's packed with practical advice to help you navigate life's many decisions. Remember, every choice is a step forward, so make it a good one. I hope this summary has given you some valuable insights. If you found it helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.